how fast this semester has gone. It is crazy. It is crazy, and things are busy all the way around us. So not only are we getting towards the end of the semester, things are picking up out at the farm. We've got lots of stuff going on, graduation stuff getting ready to start, all of that. And so I'm sure like you guys, or I'm sure like me, you guys are just tired, and I totally understand that. So just hang in there. You're almost done. You're almost done. We've got all right, so today my plan is to just do a couple of quick announcements, some poll everywhere questions over chapter 10 stuff, field some questions that you may still have about chapter 10 or the spermatocytogenesis, and then I'm going to open up the rest of the period today to talk about the group project, because we're less than 2 weeks away from that being due. And I know you, there's a bunch of you guys that are working on stuff. I've got some meetings booked with people already. I've already talked to some people. And so I think you guys, more so than other classes in the past, especially through COVID, are a little bit more prepared for the group project. So if you're not in that category, then I'm going to highly suggest to get moving, because it's a big project worth a lot of points. All right, so just really quickly, let me bounce out of here. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to take a look at Zoom real quick. All right, so we are down here in week 13. If you guys haven't had a chance to get into week 13, this week is a little bit different. So it is actually a self-study with a ton of extra materials for you. And so this week is all about reproductive behavior. And so you're going to see some study questions, some lectures, you're going to read some resources, watch some videos about estrus detection methods, and also estrus behavior in a lot of different species. So goats are by far my favorite species to watch with estrus behavior, because they are crazy and they're hilarious, but there's a lot of similar characteristics when it comes to animals, animals in behavior, reproductive behavior, and there's some very interesting differences between each species as well. And so this just gives you an overview of a lot of reproductive behaviors among our livestock species. So again, this self-study down here is going to be due the 29th. So I think Friday is the 29th by end of day. So just make sure that that is on your to-do list. And up here at the top is a list of study questions for specifically this behavior lecture by Ashley Keith. So that's a way that you can kind of work through some of this material and answer questions as you go in preparation for the self-study quiz. So that is where we are at this week. The semester project just again is due on May 6th. So by end of day, you guys are submitting that through this submission link here. And so keep in mind that under this semester project tab, you have the full assignment, you've got some examples to look at, and you've got the submission link. So the submission link is going to be here underneath the semester project module. It's not going to be in the weekly module. Okay, and one other thing, I've talked about this when we introduced the assignment, but just as a reminder, everybody is turning in a copy of the semester project. Okay, so this has gotten me into major trouble in the past by only having one person submit, because people's names get left off. I don't catch all the names that are on the thing. I don't get everybody a grade, and then we have incomplete grades going into finals week. And so just to help eliminate some of that issue, everybody needs to turn in a copy of the group project, regardless of if you're doing it as a group or independently. Everybody is turning one in. All right. Let's go ahead and switch gears. And I'll come back if you guys have questions about the group project and stuff later. We're going to hit that for the majority of our time today. So just kind of save those. And then let me know if you guys have any questions about the self-study about reproductive behavior that's due today as well. Meanwhile, I'm going to switch gears and we're going to do some poll everywhere questions. So go ahead and get your phones ready or your computers ready or whatever that looks like. Let me get to that page. There we go. All right, good. You guys got it figured out. Already getting some coming in. So here's the link to poll everywhere. There you go. All right, so our first question is up in one word or emoji. How are you feeling about the semester? Oh man, I don't even know the meaning of some of these emojis. Okay, the teeth biting one I do. Tired. Steady. Steady is good. If that's mind blown, I get it. I totally get that. If it's windy, I also get that. The spring has been uncharacteristically windy. It's crazy. Oh no. Explicitives. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, lots of tired, sleepy. Yeah. Oh, hang in there, guys. Hang in there. I kind of feel the same. Overall, okay, fantastic. All right. Thank you guys for participating. I appreciate that. Okay, mental breakdown is not good. So that is definitely not good. So let me know if there's things that I can do to help with that whole process. So the counseling center on campus is really pretty good. I've recommended a lot of students to them. We definitely want to keep mental health as a priority during this really stressful time, and hashtag over it. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for your input. Now that we're kind of warmed up on poll everywhere, let's go ahead and kind of tackle some chapter 10 spermatocytogenesis type questions. All right, so here's our first one. The process of spermatocytogenesis refers to the maturation of a spermatogonia to a spermatid, spermatid to a spermatozoa, or spermatozoa to a mature sperm cell. All right, so go ahead and get your answers in here. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get those in. All right, 10 seconds to go here, guys. Let's go ahead and get them in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock them in. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we're kind of all over the board, All right, so the correct answer here was spermatogonia to a spermatid. All right, so this is the first part of that genesis process. So where we're creating a mature sperm cell. Step one is spermatocytogenesis, where that spermatogonia or the gamete, the male gamete, is actually maturing into a spermatid. All right, so this is after the first set of mitosis process takes place and meiosis one. All right, next question for us. Let's go ahead and activate this. The process of spermiogenesis refers to the maturation of and your choices are the same here. So spermatogonia to spermatid, spermatid to spermatozoa, or spermatozoa to a mature sperm cell. All right, so we're going to give you 30 seconds here as well. Ten seconds to go, guys. All right, let's go ahead and lock those in. Thank you guys for participating. Let's see where we're at. Okay, good. We're doing much, much better here. So whether it is actually knowing it or process of elimination, our percentages are definitely up here. Great. So the spermiogenesis is the process of taking that spermatid and maturing it into a spermatozoa. And so that is the process of spermiogenesis. All right. Next question. All right. So which type of cell in the male has receptors for luteinizing hormone? Okay, gametic cells, Sertoli cells, or Leydig cells? Okay, so again, receptors for LH, and we're going to give you 30 seconds here as well. All right, let's go ahead and get those in. All right, we're going to lock them in. Let's look at where we're at here. Okay, great. As a whole, we are doing much, much better. So great. Leydig cells are the ones that have receptors for LH. So keep in mind that luteinizing hormone is coming from the anterior pituitary. It is a gonadotropic hormone, meaning that it is going to target the gonads. So LH is traveling in the blood system to the testes in the male, and it is targeting the Leydig cells. And so the Leydig cells are going to have receptors for LH on the cell membrane. LH is going to bind to its receptor, and it is going to enable the process of cholesterol being converted down to progesterone and then testosterone. All right. So next question is related, but a little bit different here. So which cell type in the male has receptors for FSH? We'll give you 30 seconds here as well. All right, 10 seconds to go, guys. Let's go ahead and get those answers submitted, please. All right, thank you, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and lock them in. Let's see where we're at. Fantastic. Okay, good guys. So our FSH is also coming from the anterior pituitary, same cells as the LH, but they're targeting different cells in the testes. So FSH was named for follicle stimulating hormone because it was characterized in the female first, but that same component also occurs in the male. So but keep in mind, males do not have follicles, okay? So that FSH is gonna travel in the blood system to the Sertoli cells in the testes, and this is where they're actually gonna convert testosterone to estradiol. So that's one thing to really pay attention to here. Yes, we're talking about the male, and yes, the male is producing estradiol. So what is the importance of the male producing estradiol? And this is the part I want you guys to talk to me about. So why are these Sertoli cells and the FSH even important in the male? Why is production of estradiol important in the male? You guys can put that into the chat, or you can just speak up and talk to me. All right, so again, the question is, why is the male producing estradiol or estrogen? All right. I'm gonna make a note to make sure that one is on the final. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and keep rolling then. Next question. All right, so the whole process of spermatocytogenesis is rather lengthy, okay? And so this question is really getting to the point of each species is going to take a different amount of time to produce viable semen. So how many days does it take for a stallion to produce a viable sperm cell? We'll give you guys 30 seconds here as well. All right, guys, 10 seconds to go. Please get your answers in. All right, let's go ahead and see where we're at. All over the place. Okay. So this information was on a table towards the end of the lecture from last week. And so in a stallion, it's actually going to take 57 days, or sorry, 39 days. No, 57 days, but 39% of you got this, to produce a viable sperm cell. So it takes a long time. Awesome. Okay, next question. Along the same lines, we're just switching species. How many days does it take for a boar to produce viable semen or viable sperm? We'll give you 30 seconds here as well. All right, let's go ahead and get those locked in, please. All right, thanks guys, appreciate your participation. So here we are at 39, and that is correct. So it takes 39 days for boars to make viable semen cells. Fantastic. All right, and I think our last question here. So how many days does it take for a ram to produce a viable sperm cell? We'll do 30 seconds here as well. All right, let's go ahead and get those answers in. Okay, let's see what we got. Great, great. 47 days for a ram to produce viable semen. Excellent. All right, so our last kind of poll everywhere question is, hang on, sorry, is that the right one? It is. Oh, come on. Sorry, let me go back. There we go. All right, so this is an open-ended question for you guys. I'm going to leave it open for a few minutes as we kind of transition talking about the project and that type of thing. But the male component of the reproduction is really vitally important, and unfortunately we don't spend a ton of time on it. We spend essentially 2 chapters. So chapter 3, which is about male reproductive anatomy, and chapter 10, which is about spermatocytogenesis. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that we have a really good understanding of the process of spermatocytogenesis in the male. And so I'm going to leave this question open for a little bit. So what additional questions do you guys have about this information? I want to make sure that you leave here today knowing a lot more about male reproductive or male reproduction than you came. So we're going to leave that open. So you guys can submit those questions. And then I want to pivot really quickly to the semester project. And so again, with the semester project, I have been meeting with quite a few groups. And so thank you guys that have made appointments and made an effort to meet with me. So keep in mind that this semester project is due in less than 2 weeks. It's due on May 6th. And all of the information about the project you can find on this assignment. So including just an overview of the assignment, the due date, the difference between a goal and a strategy, and then the components of the report. So this is essentially going to be the rubric that I am going to grade on. And so where people end up doing really well and getting higher grades with this project is the amount of detail that they include. And so let's also keep in mind that this is a reproduction class. So you definitely need to have a lot of key, intimate detail about the reproduction aspect of your operation. So it is one part of the operation. I know that when we think about production goals and operations, everything goes together. So nutrition, genetics, all animal health, all of that. And so I want you to include that information in this project, but when it comes to the reproduction section and how you're going to actually reach your goals, the strategies that you're going to use, this is where you need some really finite detail. Okay, so this is where you need to get descriptive about how you are going to change estrus synchronization, if you're going to use artificial insemination or synchronization, and the things that you'll be looking for and why you're making these changes and how they work and what tools you're going to use to get there and how those tools actually manipulate the hormonal cycle. And so very, very intimate detail is needed on the reproduction section. I'm looking for less detail on nutrition, animal health, genetics. Yes, they're important as long as you guys have kind of an overview of what that looks like. I'm fine with that, but the reproduction aspect of this needs to be very, very detailed. And so what I would like to do now is just open it up to not only questions for about chapter 10, spermatocytogenesis, but also about the group project. And so I want to spend the remainder of our time together answering those questions. I even can have the ability to, if you guys want, I can create some breakout rooms and put teams in breakout rooms. If you guys want to spend like 20 minutes together, let me know that. And is the poll everywhere question unlocked now? Yeah, it should be unlocked. There we go. Okay. Thanks, Haley. Yeah, so the remainder of the time is for you guys. So you are more than welcome to take off if you don't feel like you need to be here, that is fine. But this is some open time to ask questions or to work in your groups. So let me know what you want me to do. And everybody's leaving. That's fine.